Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having an incredible day or night in Jesus. Infant baptism in the first 4 centuries, he's talking about of the Christian era, by Jeremias. He and Kurt Allen had quite the dialogue, much like Walls and I can't remember the other guys did back in the early 1700s on this. I've really appreciated reading through this book. It's excellent information, even though I still 100% disagree with infant baptism. We dedicate babies to Jesus, but we don't baptize you. And don't get offended if you have. We love you. I would just say it's not a scriptural practice. So let's read a little bit about him. Jeremias here makes his greatest contribution in a study of the early tradition of infant baptism. He offers exegesis of pertinent New Testament passages, and readers will be impressed with the extra biblical evidence he produces to support that it was virtually universal observance of the right post-apostolic generations. Now, Kurt Allen has said that's not true. Now, he's actually got 2 books on this. He's got a book where he responds to Kurt Allen, and I can't remember if I've done a review on that or not. And if I haven't, I can't find it. So I really want to do a review on it if I haven't. But maybe I have just recently. He states his purpose thus: to lay before the reader the historical material relating to the history of infant baptism, first 4 centuries, as concrete and sober manner as possible. Now let's read again about him. This is done by W.I.P. Effenstock, who did Talmage French's wonderful book on G.T. Haywood, Joachim, and a lot of other good stuff. Ignatius of Antioch, some stuff on it. They published some great stuff. So he lived 1900, 1982, was professor of New Testament Studies at the University of Göttingen. And so it seems like he brings in like some Old Testament kind of material as well. And yeah, I just turned to a page here, and it's, in fact, there was nowhere in the Old Testament a passage which enjoined the Gentile who changed his religion should be baptized. Old rabbinic discussions show us what difficulty the Hillite scribes had in providing the missing scriptural authority. See, all that's anything dealing with baptism is good, because obviously we believe baptism is essential to salvation. I've done so many videos showing obviously it's not a work, it's the grace of God that he provided it. You just stand there, and somebody, whosoever sins you remit, they're remitted. Whosoever sins you retain, they retain. Baptism for the remission of sins. Infant baptism, first 4 centuries. So it's packed full, has really good footnotes at the bottom. At the back, it's got an index of biblical references, which I found handy, and then a very excellent bibliography. And so it's around 100 pages of actual text. Now, the basic thing is circumcision, Colossians 2, also Romans 4, I think it is, about circumcision. And so they would say, okay, circumcision is always a type of baptism, covenant family, on and on. You got the name then, we get the name of Jesus then. We're put into the family of God. He has an incredible section in here, by the way. I sent to some friends the other day. It may be in that other book where he goes into what happens at baptism. And it is absolutely stunning what happens at baptism, scripturally in the New Testament. And I said to my friends, if we could get as passionate about teaching what he understands the New Testament teach about water baptism, not as far as infants, but just about what, 1 Corinthians 6, 1 Corinthians 10, on and on, clearly teaches 1 Peter 3, Titus 3. It's absolutely incredible. So going back to the basic thing, and then the term household. What does the term household mean? When everybody in a household got saved, family salvation, yet were your children unclean? obviously references to baptism, sometimes that cleanliness does, and cleanliness next to godliness. That's not a biblical statement per se. And so, done videos on that many years ago when the channel first started. And so, this is just tons of information. I disagree with the conclusions, but you can harvest so much great information out of this. So, Infant Baptism, the First 4 Centuries by Jeremias. Good information. God bless you. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.